A Boy No More, Chapter 9. On Monday, Babe was waiting for me after school. "Hey," he called. "Yeah, you, Pisco." "Pelko," I said. "Where are you from, Pelko?" I pointed to the sun in the western sky, meaning Hawaii. "Oh, he's from heaven," a kid, his hair slicked back, snickered. "And he's from the Navy," Babe said, snapping his fingers in my cap. "Is that right, Pisco?" "Are you asking me? You seem to know everything." "Talk to my cap," I said. "This cap knows more than all you guys put together. This cap was at Pearl Harbor." "Yeah, Mr. Big Shot, you and them Japs." I should have shut up at that point and walked away, but I didn't. "I was there," I said. "You can believe it or not." "You're lying." Babe was trying to look right through me with those x-ray eyes. A kid wouldn't. They wouldn't let a kid near Pearl Harbor in a million years. I saw them. Their planes, their bombs, our ships blowing up. It was real, realer than this. I swung my arms. This place. I was too excited, talking too fast. I couldn't find the words to express my disgust. "What I'm telling you is real. You know what real is? You know what war is? You think it's like the movies?" "You're a Jap." One of Babe's pals pointed his finger at me. "Rat-a-tat-tat-tat. You're dead." Then they were all doing the rat-a-tat-tat-tat and laughing. I walked away. I'd been too loud, said too much, gotten too mad. What did I care what they thought? My father would never have lost control this way. I was still talking to myself when I got home. Mr. Medina was waiting for me in a black pickup truck. As soon as I saw him, I knew I was late. I was supposed to be here half an hour ago. "About time," he said. "You ready to work or not? If I had anybody else, I wouldn't use you." He sounded just like Babe Gribble. Mean and bullying. I'd been doing odd jobs for him around the house, getting 25 cents an hour. Mostly I pushed the lawnmower, but I'd help him with other things too, like bringing the garbage cans and steadying the 40-foot ladder against the house he could clean the gutters. Today he'd come with clippers and gloves, and he put me to work with thorny bushes in the back of the house. Those bushes were mean. They fought back. I clipped and they scratched. I made believe it was Babe I was clipping. That made the work go faster. Clip, clip, clip. When I was done, I was sweaty, scratched up, and itchy all over. I walked over to Mr. Medina's dairy store across the road, thinking that those bushes were definitely a 50 cents an hour job. But all Mr. Medina said was, "Did you get them all?" Then he gave me the usual 2 dimes and a nickel. "I think it's worth more," I blurted. I don't know where I got the nerve, but I didn't want him to think he could give me anything and I'd take it. 2 bits is what I pay for that kind of work. I want real work then. "What do you think you've been doing?" "I mean for 50 cents an hour." 50 cents an hour? Who do you think you are? That's a man's pay. "I could do anything you want done," I said. "You can't drive." "I can. My father taught me. I just don't have a license." He looked me over, then shrugged. "My helper got drafted. I'm looking for someone in the dairy. Could you be here at 4:30 every morning?" "Every day?" "Do cows give milk every day?" "Yes, sir." "Then we have to get it every day." He showed me where they bottled the milk in the back of the store. 4:30 sharp tomorrow morning. Show up and you have 50 cents an hour job. Sundays off." "I'll be here," I said. I told Mom about the job. I thought she'd be glad, but the first thing she said was, "You won't get enough sleep, Adam. And what about school? I don't see you working and keeping up with your schoolwork the way you should." "I'll go to bed early, Mom." "You got an answer for everything," she said. "Come on, Mom. You know it's a good idea. We could use the money." I took her hand. "I don't want you to be working all the time. 50 cents an hour, that's a man's wage." "You're not a man yet, Adam. You're still a boy." "Mom!" I jumped up and went to the sink. I filled a glass and gulped it down. "I gave my word to Mr. Medina. You know what Dad would say. I can't back down on my word." "All right," she said after a moment. "But if you fall behind in your schoolwork, that's it." The next morning, Mr. Medina put me to work loading empty milk cans in the back of the truck. Then we drove out into the country. He stopped at a farm. Full milk cans were standing on the wooden platform by the road. He backed the truck up to the platform and I jumped out, loaded the full cans in the truck, and replaced them with the empties. We stopped at 6 farms, and each one I lifted the full cans and swung them onto the truck. They must have weighed more than 50 pounds each. I thought I was doing pretty good. "You work like that?" Mr. Medina said. "You're going to wear your back out before you're old enough to vote. Don't lift. Tip the cans and roll them. It's a lot easier, right? Back at the dairy, he had me empty the milk cans into a stainless steel pasteurizing tank, then wash the empties. I was home just in time. Mom was waiting for me outside. A minute later, her ride came. A bunch of women were crowded into the car. Is that your boyfriend? A big curly-haired woman said, and they all laughed. I started blushing. Mom put her arm around me. My son was up early this morning to go to work. He was working this morning while you were still asleep, Flo. Her? Sleep? The woman driving the car said, and there was more laughter. Get in, Marilyn. Let's go. Mom got in the car and closed the door. Then she put her head out the window and called me. Adam, don't forget Bia. Why did she say that? Had I ever forgotten my sister? Sometimes, these days, I didn't understand Mom. She had never worn clothes like that before or hung around with all these women or worked in a factory. My father would have never have allowed it.